So, hello guys, good afternoon to everyone. Today we're going to talk to you about a program we designed to develop leadership and management skills of our employees here at We Soluções. We call this program Sucessores, which basically means successors in Portuguese. And yeah, we're going to talk to you about how we designed the program, what was the issue we were trying to solve. So this is going to be our schedule for the day. And we're going to start introducing Wiz and ourselves so you guys can have a picture about our company and, of course, about the program itself. And so starting with us, I'm Helena. But you guys can call me Lele if you want. And I'm from Brasilia. And I've been a Wizard for almost 3 years now. And just so you know, Wizard is how we call our employees here at Wiz. And you're going to hear this word a lot, so it's nice for you to know what that means. And I'm currently part of Wizit team, which is our team responsible for the corporate university. And this is Plínio.
Also from Brasilia, I'm Wizard, like Helena said, since 2017, and my team is responsible for people analytics, performance management, and compensation strategy.
Yeah.
A little about Wiz. We are a company that was born in Brasilia and is 48 years old, working in the business of financials and insurance. Here are some information that we are really proud of. Today we are 1,600 wizards that are spread all over Brazil, and we are currently in the 32nd place of Great Place to Work Brazil, which for us is a big deal since we are able to jump 30 positions from last year, and we are second place on Midwest region of Brazil. We also have a great evaluation of 4.5 at Glassdoor assessment. Before getting to the program itself, we want to tell you how we identified the issue that inspired the program and what was some of these questions that need to be answered. As I said before, we are 1,600 wizards. Out of those, 217 are already leaders, and 74 are in the first stage of leadership. Out of those 74, 75% of them were internally selected. This shows us how important it is to develop our wizards' leadership and management skills. The main complaint we heard as a company when it comes to leadership is exactly the lack of leadership skills development of wizards who experience a first stage leadership role. That showed us we need to start worrying about developing those skills beforehand so we could improve the learning curve of our future leaders once they assume the role. That all leads us to these questions that you guys can see to show transparency to our employees about leadership selection. So what programs do we have designed for wizards who are talents and successors? Are we developing leadership in our teams? What defines who is a successor and who is not? And we need to work as a team with that scenario in mind. We get a team with different skills to solve this problem and design a high quality leadership program to our wizards. So this group was formed by members from all of HR teams. The team of performance and management provided data, method, and tools we defined to define and identify our talents and successors. Our business partner team provides insights on the links between business, people, and leaders from the group for group. Our team, our training and development team, they are the specialists, and they are the responsible to design the whole learning experience that the successors would go through. Helena will talk more about that in the next slides. Our culture people team helped us to identify the leadership types that represents our culture. and which leaders are the most promoters of our culture. And last but not least, we counted with our recruitment team, who are the ones that will be helping our current leaders to select their future leaders. Uh, Before starting, the first thing the group did was work through the data analysis about our leadership, so we could better understand the scenario and what we were dealing with. After that, we identified some opportunities to improve our performance evaluation tools, so we could use it is a method to identify our successors. The next step was provide orientation to our current leaders to use this tool during the performance appraisal of wizards. As usual, after the evaluation process, all wizards identified as successor or not successor receive their feedbacks and have their one-on-ones with their leaders. And as the last step was invitation for wizards identified as successors to be in the program. And but okay, but what was actually the criteria we used to invite those wizards to the program? That's what we are going to show you now. It is important. Oh, sorry. It's important to remind you that this program was designed to prepare wizards to the first stage leadership zone. It's like a coordination position or supervisors that lead us to our first criteria. Wizard or needs to be in a role that allows his the next step to be a leadership according to the internal policies. We're hoping to uh, invite seniors, specialists positions to this program. The second criteria was wizard needs to be identified as a high potential and talent through the performance appraisal. The third criteria was wizard needs to be identified as a possible successor by his current leader. And the last criteria was wizard performance evaluation conclusion is promotion recommended. That means if we have a position right now, the wizard can assume the new challenge. And the assessment criteria. We currently use the 9-box model to identify a high potential wizard. If a wizard is in the high performance and high potential, here is in the slide, box, which is the one we indicated, they attain the criteria of being a high potential wizard to be invited to the program. And the final or the selection stage, and is a brief picture of the selection process we went through. Out of 1,600 wizards, only 52 of them attend all the criteria, but only 25 of them accepted our invitation to be in the program. This shows how not always a person that has a great performance actually wants to assume a leadership role. And now Helena is going to tell us a little bit about how the learning experience was designed for our users.
Yes. So as I said before, I am part of the Wheezy team, which is the team responsible for our corporate university. And we were in this group work to help build the learning experience. And before I get to the journey they went through, I want just to recap the program's purpose, which was to develop leadership and management skills among wizards who attended the criteria we just presented to you. And one of the main reasons we chose to invite and not demand them to be in the program was because we wanted to make sure that the participants were aware that they would have to dedicate time and effort to the program. And that was our way to make sure that we would have only the most engaged wizards in the program. So that was a big part of the philosophy behind the program. And so this was the full journey they went through during the program. And as we said before, we started with the invitation. So the first thing we did was send them an invitation by their email. But first, they were previously informed by their leaders, along with their feedbacks from the performance evaluation, that an invitation would come from our group work. And in this invitation, we made it very clear what was expected from them during the program, like all the schedule they're going to go through and all the activities they would have to do. And the main message we wanted them to get was that they were in charge of their own journey and learning process. And we did that because one of the most important skills we want them to develop is their autonomy and also their self-responsibility. And once they accepted the challenge, we started with the live event with our CEO to congratulate them for the recognition of being invited to the program and also the courage to accept the challenge. And this is just a picture of the live event. And we also sent them a customized set with notebooks, stickers, cup, and pen so they could have it as a souvenir, just to remind them that they are being recognized as future leaders of our company. And then we had two workshops scheduled to happen during the program. The first one actually happened along the starting live event, and the second one would happen only halfway through the program. So for both workshops, we invited an external consultant to talk about the leadership challenges, such as the myths and the facts of being a leader and a lot of other subjects. And at the second workshop, we talked about self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and also, of course, how to develop those skills. Here is an spontaneous feedback we got right after the first workshop from one of the participants. And basically, she said that the topics we discussed were still running through her mind and that she had been changing a lot of her previous perspectives of what being a leader actually is. And she also said that she realized that being a leader is going to be a continuous learning process and it needs to be trailed with humanity and also vulnerability. And it was really nice to receive this feedback because we didn't actually ask for it and she came spontaneously to us and she said those words. So it was very special for our group work. And here's just an example of work we did with the participants during the second workshop to develop their self-awareness and emotional intelligence. So we really wanted to do something that they could put their hands on and pay attention at themselves and think about the skills they want to develop and think how they can develop those skills. And yes, that's what we did on the second workshop. And as I said before, it happened halfway through the program. And aside from the workshops, we divided the program into 6 modules. And for each module, we proposed 2 different situational cases for the participants, and they would have to come up with solutions for one of them. They would have to choose one and come up with a solution for that situation we presented to them. And all the cases were available to all the participants through our corporate university digital platform, along with supporting materials such as videos and podcasts, articles, book recommendations, materials that would help them solve the cases. So they could study, they could consult the material and try to come up with a good solution for the case. And these were the topics of each module. On the first one, we talked about leadership relationships. Then we talked about the skills required to lead projects. We talked about time management, performance, and feedback, especially how it works here at our company at WIS. Decision-making, and last, we talked about situations of separations. The fun thing to share about these cases was that all of the cases were telling the same story from beginning to end about a fictional team we created. So that way, all the participants, they could kind of experience a leader journey from beginning, starting with establishing relationships with their teams, to end when they would face the need to let one of his members go. Each module lasted for around 2 weeks, and during that time frame, they would have the chance to participate of a mentorship meeting with a current leader that we selected as a group work and invited to lead these mentorships. And we selected the leaders that were role models both for our culture and to the needs of the program. So we had 5 leaders leading 5, mentoring 5 participants. And this was an opportunity for the participants to connect with each other as well, discuss the cases, and also hear from an actual leader what they thought about the cases and how they actually experienced the situations themselves in real life. And this is just a picture of one of the groups that Plínio was actually mentoring. We don't have many pictures of those moments because it was a very productive moment and they would really enjoy every single second of that time to talk about the cases and discuss the best solutions that they could come up with. And after that, they would turn in their solutions through our platform. And then also through our platform, our group work would read their solutions, and based on previously defined criteria, we would provide them with feedbacks to their next assignments, so they could always be improving their solutions. These feedbacks, as I said, would also be sent through the platform, and they could have access to all the criteria we use to evaluate their cases. And we would also try to always write a final message telling how they're going, how they have been doing through the program. And these last 4 steps of the journey, they would repeat every 2 weeks until we had gone through all the 6 modules of the program, so we could develop all the skills that we wanted to develop. As I said before, each topic of the modules were one of the skills we wanted them to develop. So what do we have so far as results of the program, and what are the next steps we are going to take? First, as I said before, we started the program with 25 participants, and out of those 25, 17 of them were engaged during the whole process and accomplished 100% of the tasks we proposed. And also, we had 4 participants being promoted during the program. This is a really nice result since we realized that the program itself were really time-consuming and effort-consuming. So to have 17 of those participants accomplishing 100% of the activities was a really nice result that we got. And we also applied the survey research to evaluate the program itself, and these were the results we got from the participants. So we got a 93 on how they perceived the relevancy of the program to their leadership skills development. We got a 100 score on how they perceived the workshop as being relevant to the program. We got a 93 score on the quality and the applicability of the cases we proposed, and an 86 on the quality and relevancy of the support materials we provided. We got a 93 on the mentorship meetings, and last but definitely not least, we got 100 score on satisfaction with the program. And here are some indexes we are going to keep an eye on to measure the effectiveness of the program. So the first one is the turnover numbers to see how it's going to behave among the successors. The compensation and retention strategies, so we can see if they are really being effectively applied to recognize and retain our successors until they have a chance to be promoted. And we are going to keep on following our successors' performance evaluation indexes to see how they are going to keep on being committed and motivated until their chance to be a leader comes. And also, how long are these wizards staying here at WIS with us? And here are some feedbacks we wanted to share. We received anonymously through the survey we applied. And what they basically said was that this program was a great experience, one of the best they had, that they had the opportunity to meet amazing people who helped them through the process and to understand all this process of becoming a leader, and that they had great experiences with the mentorships, great cases that show them what being a leader is actually like, and that they thought it was very inspiring, and they are really grateful for the opportunity. And here are some spontaneously posts we got on LinkedIn about their participants on the program. And this was a program we were really proud of, not only for the feedbacks we got, but also because we really do believe that this is going to have a great impact on our future leadership. And we actually understand that even after being part of the program, it's not going to be an easy challenge. It's never going to be an easy challenge to become a leader. But when their time comes, we definitely know that this is going to make the experience much more pleasant, and it's going to help us build a much more trustful relationship between we and our future leaders. And this program also was our intention was to develop not only the technical skills that they need to have to be in a leadership positions, but also the soft skills. Like they have to know how to manage a team. They have to know how to deal with some situations that they're going to face on a daily basis. So this was our intention with the program. And this is it. Thank you very much for your time. And if you have any questions, let us know. We are here to answer them. And yeah, that's it.